Good evening, everybody. You are staring at my newest acquisition. I have managed after a very long time to get myself a Singer 201, and it really is quite extraordinary. Now, pros and cons for everything. This is an old machine, but if you look carefully, I'm going to zoom in here. You can see it's a Centennial edition, 201K, made in Great Britain. So I'm quite pleased about that. That was a little surprise I didn't anticipate. It's actually in very good condition. It runs stunningly, and I'll talk more about that later. As you can see, the treadle band is on there, so I've done it both on electric, and I've also run it on the treadle, and I shall give you a demonstration of that shortly. But the only slight problem with it is the crazing of the clear coat. So I don't think it was used much, to be honest, because the decals are in perfect condition. It's only this clear coat which is a problem, and I have the intention to replace that eventually, but it's protecting it now and it runs beautifully. So in reality it's not critical that I do that, because it's definitely protecting the decals, so that's great. So I'll pause for a moment and then rearrange so you can see this in action. So here we are. I've got my test fabric here, and I'm going to turn on this extra light, which I'll just check that it doesn't blind the white out the film too much. It's pretty okay. Zoom in a little more, you can see the stitching, but I've got green thread in here because I just set it up to start a Halloween costume. I've done lots of test stitching on this, but it's incredible. Listen to that, it's beautiful. It's perfect stitches. It's the longest stitch length there, which is a 6 indicated. Right up to the famous micro stitches, 30 stitches per inch. And how amazing is that? The heavy wheel, I mean, it's a tank of a machine, but my goodness, it's smooth and beautiful to sew on. The Singer slant shank are roughly the same mechanism, which is direct drive, but they're not, I think because of the weight of the wheel, they're just not quite as smooth. I mean, they're beautifully smooth, but this is just out of this world. I've never sewn on anything quite so beautiful. I've sewn on a lot of sewing machines. So I'm very pleased that I managed to get this, and what exceptional stitching it gives. So as typical, you can do a nice lovely spin. And reverse works fine as well. So it's really something else to use. And it just goes and goes and goes. Not bad for a 1951 machine here. The Centennial service. It's a Centennial machine. I mean, I'll show you the stitching close up now. So I'm just running my test cloth. Whether or not you can see that, what I'll do is zoom out. So there we have, if you probably, all of that stitching's been done on this machine, but if you look, the most recent stuff is the green. There's where I did the reverse. You can see I did a really long stitch there. And then that's the bobbin side, which is equally as good. Perfect stitches, really. Absolutely wonderful to sew on. So if you can find one, get it. It's absolutely brilliant.